Hello everyone, this is me Garima Singh. I hope you are doing well. Today I will discuss the second chapter of class 12 geography. I have done with chapter 1. If you want to watch that, go to the playlist that is class 12 geography. There you get lecture number 1. So let's start with second chapter, the world population distribution, density and growth. So here we discuss the pattern of population distribution. Basically, you can say that the people of a country are its real with human resource is the best resource among all the resources because human is the one who utilize other resources like land, labor and physical capital. So we will discuss pattern of population distribution. Population distribution means arrangement, distribution of people over earth's surface, how they are distributed. People is not evenly distributed because 90% of the world population live in about 10% of its land area. So you can say they are not evenly distributed. Then the 10 most populous countries of the world contribute about 60% of the world population. Even 6 countries that are most populous, those are located in Asia out of 10 out of 10, 6 countries, populous countries are located in Asia. So this was the pattern of population distribution in the world. Let's start with the next. I think I should minimize its percentage. Density of population. Density basically is means the ratio between the number of people to the size of the land. Number of people to the size of the land. It is usually measured in person per square kilometer. Density for population, that is the area. Some area are densely populated like northern eastern USA, northwest Europe, southwest and East Asia. So some areas are sparsely populated like near the polar area in high rainfall zone near the equator, while some areas have medium density like western China, southern India, Norway, Sweden, etc. That was about density of population. Now we will discuss factor influencing the distribution of population. Why population is not evenly distributed. So there are geographical factor, economic factor, social factor. Firstly, we discuss geographical factor. Environment or natural factors such as landforms, fertile soil, suitable climate for cultivation and availability of adequate source of fresh water are the geographical factor. Even landform like flat plains and gentle slopes are preferred by people because these are favorable for production of crops and help to build roads and industries. So you get densely populated, densely populated in flat plains and gentle slope. There is a dense population. Then climate area with less seasonal variation attract more people so that they can grow their crop easily. Then soil area which have fertile loamy soil have more people living in on them as these can support intensive agriculture. Then water. People prefer to live in area where fresh water is easily available because it is the most important factor for life. These are the geographical availability of water, landforms, climate, soil. Now we will discuss economic factor. Places having employment opportunities like mineral rich areas, industrial unit, urban centers have enough concentration of population. Some economic factor are industrialization. Industry provide job opportunity and attract large number of people. Then minerals, so mineral deposit attract industries, mining and industrial activity generate employment. Then you can say urbanization, good civic amenities and attention of city life draw people to the cities. These are the economic industrialization, minerals and urbanization. Next is social and cultural factor. Places having religious importance and cultural significance are also very densely populated area. Then we will discuss population growth. This refers to the change in the number of inhabitants of a territory during a specific period of time. When change in population is expressed in percentage, then it is called growth rate of population. When there is an increase in population by taking the difference between birth and death, that is called natural growth of population, which happens when birth rate is more than death rate, and negative growth of population when birth rate is lower than death rate. We will discuss component of population change. There are three component of population change, that is birth, death, and migration. Birth, death, and migration. Crude birth rate, that is CBR, number of birth in a year per thousand of population expressed as crude birth rate. Here you get its here you get an its formula. So that is crude birth rate. Here this BI is birth during the year, P is mid-year population of the year. Then we will discuss crude death rate. So number of death in a year per thousand of population is expressed as crude death rate. It is calculated like this. This is its formula. Then D is number of death, where P estimated mid-year population of that year. Multiply by 1000, you get. Then we will discuss third is migration. We discuss birth, death, then migration. So it is a movement of people across region on permanent, temporary, or seasonal basis. The place they move is called place of origin, and the place they move to is called place of destination. Then we will discuss push and pull factor of migration. Push factor make the place of origin seem less attractive for reasons like unemployment, poor living condition, political turmoil, unpleasant climate, natural disaster, epidemic, socio-economic backwardness. These are the push factor. Then push factor basically make that place less attractive. That why people migrate and go to the other place. Pull factor, people come due to pull factor, people come to that particular place. Pull factor make the place of destination seem more attractive than the place of origin for reason like there you get better job opportunities and living conditions, easy living condition and stability, security of life, property and pleasant climate. So we basically Scandinavian countries are the best. Then in case of you get better job opportunity, security of life, property, pleasant climate. Their climate is not pleasant but security is there. Then we will discuss trend in population growth. Trend show the initially growth of population was very slow, but after improvement in science and technology, there had been tremendous growth in population, which is called population explosion. There is figure also given about 8,000 to 1200 years ago, world population was 8 million and now it has reached to 7 billion. In every 12 year, 1 billion people are added. Increased agriculture, industrial production, then in coalition against epidemics, improvement in medical facility have reduced death rate. We will discuss doubling time of world population. Developed countries are take more time to double their population as compared to developing countries. Oman, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, then African countries. Yemen have high population growth rate, while Latvia, Estonia, Russia, Germany have low growth rate. Then spatial pattern of population change. The world population growth rate is 1.4%. It is highest in Africa, that is 2.6%, and lowest in Europe, that is 0%. Means neither grow nor decline. So even when a small annual rate is applied to very large population, it will lead to a large population change. There is negative correlation between economic development and population growth. And what its impact? Doubling, we are done with developing, I have discussed. Now, impact of population change. High increase in our population leads to problem like depletion of natural resource, unemployment, scarcity. Decline in population indicates that resources are inefficient to maintain a population. Then there is demographic transition. This theory studies the change in population of a region and its move from high birth and high death rate to low birth and low death rate. This happens when a society progress from rural, agrarian, and illiterate to urban, industrial, and literate. There are three stage model of demographic transition theory, that is where's that? Yeah, here. That is first stage. So in this first stage, this stage is marked by high fatality, high mortality rate because people reproduce more to compensate for the death due to epidemics and variable food supply. People are poor, illiterate, mostly engaged in agriculture. Life expectancy is low and population growth is slow. Then its second stage, level of technology increases and other facility like medical, sanitation improves, due to which the death rate reduces, then fertility rate and birth rate remain high, due to which there is a huge risk in population expand rapidly as there is a wide gap between birth rate and death rate. Next is third stage. The birth and death rate both reduces and population move toward stability. People become literate, unurbanized, and control the size of the family. There is a good judicious use of technology also. Population control measure. We're done with transition, demographic transition now. Population control measure. Of course, first number one is family planning is the spacing and preventing the birth rate of children. Thomas Malthus theory, that is in 1793, state that number of people would grow faster than food supply, thus leading to famine, diseases, and war. Therefore, it is essential to control the population. This is undertaken through measures like awareness for family planning, free availability of contraceptives, tax disincentives, and active propaganda. So these are the population control measures. Make people aware and tell them about family planning. Firstly, aware them what would be the consequence if they do not follow. Then tell them about family planning. Let's discuss the questions. Move on to the first question. Choose the right answer. Okay. Which one of the following continent has the highest growth of population? It's not, or it's Africa. Which one of the following is not an area of sparse population? It's southeast because it is densely populated. Atacama Desert sparse, equatorial region sparse because heavy rainfall, polar ice so sparse. Atacama it's desert, so it's in densely populated is Southeast Asia. Then which one of the following is not a push factor? Water shortage? Yes. Unemployment? Yes. This is pull factor. Which of the one of the following is not a fact? So in this you can say population growth is high in first stage of demographic transition. So population growth is high in first stage of demographic transition. Then question number 2. These are small question. Name 3 geographical factors that influence the distribution of population. Availability of water, land reforms, then climate, soil. Fertile soil are most important for agriculture. Then climate, people prefer living in areas that do not have extreme climate conditions. Land reform. Landforms, people prefer to live in flat plains. Next is There are a number of areas with high population density in the world. Why does this happen? There are a number of areas of high population density in the world. So the area with high population density across the world have at least one or usually multiple factor favorable for the settlement of population. Wherever people around a conducive condition for living, they have been sitting, they are settling there. With passage of time and growth of population, these areas become region of thick populous density. For example, the region with availability of water, food, climate, presence of mineral and other resources of religious or cultural significance become region of thick population. Example Ganga Yamuna Doab in Mediterranean region. Next is the third one. What are the three components of population change? Crude birth rate, death rate, and migration. So in birth rate expressed as number of live birth in a year per thousand of population. Death rate is number of death in a place per thousand of population in a particular region. Then migration, it is the induced factor in population growth. It is the number of people moving in and out of a place due to various social, economic, and political region. It is taken into account while calculating actual growth of population. Then you have to differentiate between birth rate and death rate. Birth rate, it is the number of live birth per thousand of population during a year of particular region. Whereas death rate, it is the number of death per thousand of population during a particular region. Then there is a formulas for them. If birth rate is more than death rate, it result in positive growth of population. If death rate is more than negative, then push and pull factors. So push, firstly I discuss push factor. These factors are the one which make a place less attractive for human settlement. Pull factor, these factors are the one which make a place an attractive destination for settlement. Then push factor, these factor focuses people to move out, hence face immigration. And pull factor, these factor force inflow of people, hence face immigration. I example of push factor: unemployment, poor living condition, political turmoil, unpleasant climate, natural disaster, epidemic, social economic backwardness, not getting job, that is unemployment. Pull factor, you can write better job opportunities, better living condition, peace and stability, security of life, property, and pleasant climate. So these are the push and pull factor. Next is answer the following question in about 150 words. These are long answer type. Discuss the factor influencing the distribution and density of population in the world. So there are various factor: geographical factor, economic and social. Geography, you can write availability of water, landforms like plain, climate, soil fertility. Fertile soil are important for agriculture. Climate, prefer living in a people prefer living that do not have extreme climate. So these are important geographical factor. Then in economic, you can write minerals, industrialization, urbanization. Mineral area rich in mineral attract industry, mining and allied activities generate employment. Then industrialization, industrial belt provide job opportunity, attract large number of people. These include not only factory worker but also transport operator. Then urbanization, better employment opportunity, education and medical facility, better means of transport and communication attract people to cities. Then social and cultural, some people attract more people because they have religious or cultural significance. In the same way, people tend to move from one place to another in search of a better environment to work. The example: immigration of people from civil war affected area of Africa. Many a time government offer incentive to people to live in sparsely populated area. Example: Indira Gandhi Canal colonies. Next is discuss the three stage of demographic transition. So demographic transition theory can be used to describe and predict the future population of an area. The story tells us about the population of an region change from high birth and high death rate to low birth and low death rate as society progresses from rural, agrarian, and illiterate to urban, industrial, and literate society. These changes occur in stages which are collectively known as demographic cycles. So, in first stage has highly fertile and high mortality rate because people reproduce more to compensate for the death due to epidemics and variable food items. Then in second stage, fertility means high in the beginning, but it declined with the time. This accompanied by reduced mortality rate. Then last stage, both fertility and mortality decline considerably. The population is either stable or grows slowly. The population become unurbanized. Then it's not population become urbanized, literate, and has high technical know-how, deliberately control the family size. Some countries even face the negative growth of population, that is many countries in Western Europe, okay, Western European countries. Today we are done with second chapter. Next lecture I will start with third chapter. Want to previous lecture, go to the playlist class 12 Geography NCERT. So thanks for today. Done with chapter. Thank you.